What's going on, everybody? My name is Brennan, and welcome to the first episode of Lyfe with Brennan. You're probably wondering why life with a Y? Well, that's because life is full of questions, and the Y is for why is life. Kinda still working on that slogan or whatever. Yeah. So I've actually had a lot of people tell me that I should start a podcast. I have made YouTube videos in the past, just not for this type of thing. It's mainly for gaming, but I what I give really good advice when it comes to either relationships, just life, school, whatever you want to think about. Um, hopefully this will go. Hopefully this entire podcasting will be moving over to like Spotify or something in the future. But for right now, this is all gonna be uploaded to YouTube. Choking out my own words. Hopefully this will be going on Spotify and whatever soon. But for right now, this probably is sticking on YouTube. However, I did decide to record this with like a background because I do it with a green screen, so you won't be just be looking at just my face or just a blank screen. You can actually like just take a hold of the nature. So yeah. But with that being said, we're gonna start our first episode. I will not be naming any of these episodes really anything specific except for just the topics that I go over each episode. This each episode will have three different topics I'm gonna be talking about, and each episode is gonna range around 30 minutes long, maybe 45, not totally sure. And I do plan on having guests on like my podcast as much as I can, probably maybe once a week or something like that. But other than that, let's get right into it. So the first topic we're gonna talk about today is actually about mentors. Mentors, I have a lot of mentors in my life personally. My dad, my friends, people like David Dobrik, Mini Lad, a bunch of YouTubers are my mentors. Not because they're personal mentors, but I just look up to them as people because they like to do what's right in life. My dad is definitely one of my biggest mentors of ever because of how hardworking this man is. He has his own business. He's been working for his business, working on his business for 30 plus years, and it's just insane to see the amount of growth I've seen him go through. He went from struggling every night, staying up until 3 a.m. working on his business to now just being able to relax when he gets home. At least for the most part, he gets to sit in his bed with his own wife now, which is just something I'm really proud to see. Probably saying why his own wife? Why do you say it like that? Because my parents are actually divorced. For those of you who don't know, my parents are divorced, so that's why I said with his wife, not my mom. So yeah, we're not gonna go into that. But mentors, there is a big misconception about what a mentor can and cannot be, in my opinion. Now, during all these podcasts, these will all be my own opinions. My own opinions. That means you either take what I say with as much love and hate as you want to, or you could take it with the most amount of grain of salt possible. Either take it to heart or don't. It's completely up to you. Just know that this is my opinion. I say this because I'm gonna be going over some really controversial topics during these podcasts, and I don't want anybody to get offended. I do not mean to offend anybody. It's just my opinion, how I feel as a person. So, with that being said, let's get into this. I feel that mentors nowadays are supposed to be looked up as like your heroes, your parents, people who teach you wise things, your grandparents, casual mentors. I don't believe that's entirely true. I believe mentors are people that you can go to when you need help with life. You need help with advice. You need help with pretty much anything. That's who you go to. I have a friend. His name is Michael, and I say this because honestly, I would love to have him even on this podcast with me because he has really good advice. This man's been through so much stuff in his life. It's insane. He has so much experience with how to deal with just not giving up in general, which is something I live by every day. If you guys know me, I live by not giving up. Do not give up. I promise you it gets better. But yeah, I look up to him as a person because he teaches me different things I didn't know about life. Like the one thing he taught me was when I was going on one of my first ever dates. Well, probably yeah, my first date ever. I went on it with this girl with my like three exes ago, and he taught me that there's something that you have to learn about expectations. Never set expectations for for things that you can't control the outcome for. If you can't control the outcome for something, don't expect anything in return or don't set an expectation. Because what expectations do, they put you at a high, they put your mindset at a high standard. So let's say you're going on a date and you expect to kiss the girl or kiss the guy at the very end, and you don't hit that goal. You in your mind at the end of that day, if you won't kiss him or her, then you're disappointed. You're like, damn, I didn't reach my goal. People make goals so that they can reach them. If they can't reach those goals, they get disappointed. So when it comes to first dates, don't set any expectations. The only expectation I ever want you to set is just be yourself and have fun. And if you can't even be yourself on that first date, then you first of all don't need to be dating in the first place, or you're going on a date with the wrong person. And which happens. People go on the date with the wrong person all the time. That's the thing I hate about people who say, oh, you're chasing the wrong people. There's no such thing as that. You can't see that. But before I go off topic, because I'm going to be doing this a lot in my podcast, I can't help it. But he taught me that if you set expectations for certain things, you're going to become more disappointed as life goes. So the only expectation you should ever have when going on a date or just anything in life is just, especially when things you can't help the outcome for, just expect the unexpected. Just go with it. Go with the flow. Don't be afraid, but just don't worry as much as you think it is, because life, you're going to be worrying all throughout life. So just sometimes just go with it. Just go with it. That's what I can say about mentors. And another one more thing is just mentors. They can vary on age. People, like I said before, people think that they can be your grandparents, your mom, your dad, just somebody that's older. I don't think that's the truth. I personally just think that it's anybody that can offer you good advice when you ask for it. If you can go to them for advice, no matter how old they are, then they are your mentor. They're just someone that wants to see you grow. A mentor is someone that wants to see you grow as a person who actually cares about you. That's what I think a mentorship really is, in my opinion. Next topic, how to be happy. I've never been asked this question, but I feel like I have been mentally asked this question, at least to myself, and just other people, like, they don't say directly how to be happy, but I told them you just gotta just be happy sometimes. They ask me, like, how do I do that? It's not more of a direct question, more of just like, an implied question. How do I become happy with myself? And that's what I'm talking about here. Not just how to be happy in general. How to be happy with yourself is something that a lot of people struggle with nowadays. And no, I won't even lie. I'm not always happy. I'm not always happy. I try to be. However, happiness isn't something that you can always be. And if you are always happy, well, then that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. However, a lot of people I know, I've even helped, like, through the darkest situations ever. They think that being happy is just something that you could just click on. You can't just click on being happy. Happy is a mindset. People think that, putting on a fake smile is going to make you happy. Yes, it is possible to fake it till you make it, to fake it till you feel it, because I do that a lot. I won't lie, I fake being happy a lot until I actually feel it. But that's only because I have so many other things going on in my life. It's ridiculous. Being happy, mentally, is something that you have to work on yourself. You have to figure out who you are as a person, and are you a good person? Because you have to figure out what your priorities are in your life. If your priorities are going out drinking and, just being a shit person, then you're not going to be mentally happy. You might be thinking, oh, but partying makes me happy. That's good, but there are so many other things that can make you happy. Things that should make you happy are just, helping people out. How to put this, like, helping people become the best person they can be. Wanting to be the best person you can be. If you can focus on being the best person you can be, then you will notice that happiness will come a lot easier. If you don't focus on other people so much, you will notice that you become more happy. Because all my life, ever since I was a kid, I've always worried about other people. I've always worried about other people. And is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. You're a good, caring person if all you care about is other people. However, you have to sometimes put yourself first. That's what my mom taught me when I was a kid. Sometimes you have to put yourself first. It's not a terrible thing to want to be selfish sometimes. It's not, I promise you. It is something that everybody needs to learn how to do, is sometimes you be selfish. Care about yourself before you put your care in other people. because your appearance says a lot about you as a person. If you are always looking just like shit, tired, grumpy, then you're never gonna turn out to be mentally happy. You're never gonna turn out to be mentally stable in that fact. So start taking more care of yourself, eating better, doing some more exercises, finding things that make you happy. Get yourself a hobby. My hobby, I love working on my business. I love playing virtual reality. That is my hobby. I love watching Netflix. Yes, you watching YouTube, watching Netflix, watching Hulu, all these things can be small little hobbies for you. Now, are they productive hobbies? No, they're not. But as long as it's something that makes you happy, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, don't do it too often. I have a huge addiction to watching Hulu and whatever way too often, and I need to stop doing it so much. However, during this quarantine, I understand it's hard to not do that, but just try to limit yourself a little bit here and there. But it's it's just being happy is just something that you have to work on yourself. And honestly, you can ask someone to help you become happy. You can have someone that says, "Hey, don't eat a piece of cake. Go have yourself a fucking apple," because eating right does make you feel better, and when you feel better, you feel happy. And I'm not trying to say that you have to be healthy to be happy, because not everybody's healthy, and that's just life. I'm not healthy at all, and yet again, I'm still happy. But yet again, my happiness comes from knowing that I am the backbone of a lot of people. I help a lot of people uh, get through tough times. I give a lot of people advice. What makes me happy is giving people advice. I love giving people advice and seeing that happy smile on their face. What makes me happy is seeing that smile that comes on people's faces whenever I help them through a situation. That's what makes me happy. That is what genuinely makes me happy. Um, this next topic is really kind of an iffy one. It's not about religion, it's not about politics, but it's something that I've gone through all my life, especially like through middle school and high school. Um, Bullying. Now, the fact that I'm starting off my first podcast with this is kind of just honestly ironic in my eyes, because every time I've ever done a school book report on some sort of topic that I choose, it's always been bullying. That's only because it's a really, really, really good topic to talk about. It's also a strong topic. I was bullied from pretty much almost it kind of middle it kind of in elementary school. It's kind of weird to think about getting bullied in elementary school because no one knows how to bully people. You'd be surprised. A little bit in elementary school, mainly all through middle school and up until my freshman year of high school, I was picked on a lot, and I mean a lot, a lot. I was almost in my first fight because of this shit. So, uh, this is mainly for the parents, but also for the people who are going through it as well. I'm gonna start off with just the parents. First off, I'm gonna set people who are out there who are being bullied aside just for a couple seconds. I know you're used to that. You can hit over for just one more second. I apologize. But with that being said, parents, do not contact the school. Contacting those teachers, contacting that principal, contacting those kids who bullying your kid, that does not work for Jack. I don't know who taught y'all that that's gonna work, but you know what that does? That makes it 10 times worse. I'm sorry, don't do it. As someone who's went through it, and someone who's my mom went down to the school countless amount of times. You wanna know what that does? That gets the kid in trouble, and that makes the kid even more pissed off. You're not, talking to the kid. You're talking to the principal. The kid already hates the principal. What makes you think he's gonna listen to the freaking principal? Nothing. Do not contact the school about your kid being bullied. Being bullied, something that your kid must do, handle themselves. I'm sorry, but it's bullying is one of those things where you have to be mentally able to handle it. If you can't mentally or physically be able to handle it, then you're in trouble. Because kids in middle school, especially middle school, they do not tell lies. They do a lot. However, what I notice is that little kids, they don't tell lies. This is mainly for if you're in elementary school. Then I'm sorry, but if your kids ever called you ugly, I'm sorry. Like that sounds rude, but it's true. Kinda low key, it's true as can be. But making this into be a funny subject. It's not funny. But also at the same time, bullying is funny, but it's also not funny at the exact same time. And people who've been bullied know that that's true. I know that's true. It's kind of true. But parents, don't contact the principal. Seriously, don't do it. It's just gonna make it worse. In fact, parents, don't get into it at all. Parents, you want to know what you can do to help your kid with being bullied? If he's being physically bullied, Teach your kid how to fight. Your kid is gonna have to stand up to that bully. Seriously, your kid's gonna have to get into a fight. No joke. Because one thing that bullies are one thing I noticed that bullies don't ever expect is for someone to stand up for themselves. But the reason why most people bully is because there's something going on with their life, and there's something that they just can't really handle themselves. That sounds cringy as can be. Is it's something going with the bully's life. That's why they bully. They don't know how to put it off to the world. However, it's most of the time true. Another reason why someone can be bullied is just because honestly they're just a shit person. People who are horrible people do horrible things to other people. So you wanna know how to set somebody straight? Fight them. That sounds horrible. Don't get me wrong. Don't throw the first punch. Do not throw the first punch. If you want to fight your bully, fight him. However, don't throw the first punch. If he wants to come up to you and he wants to start pushing you around, that's fine. But I want you to wait until he throws the first punch, because guess what? This is just a school rule. You throw the first punch, you're in trouble. That's just how it is. You might get in trouble for fighting back. However, it's going to be less repertoires. That's the right word, repertoires, something like that. But you're gonna get a lot less in trouble if you don't throw the first punch. So don't throw the first punch, throw the second punch, and then once you throw that second punch, baby, go all in, nail, boom, 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 and do yourself a favor. Don't break the kid. Don't break his arm. Just hit him in a few times in the head. If you even want to, if you're a girl being bullied by a guy, first of all, that's illegal. I think at least I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to fight a girl if I'm correct. I mean, if you're a girl and you're being bullied by a guy, teach them. Just beat some butt. Kick him in the nuts. Something, please. But if you're a girl being bullied by a guy, I would hope that hope that some of your friends are helping you with that, but that's just messed up beyond belief. If you're a guy being bullied by a guy, beat him up, but wait till he throws the first punch and then go all in. I don't care. Break his nose, something like that. Just break something that shows that you don't care. Don't break it too bad. Just just enough. Just to make him feel it. Parents gonna be out here like you're enforcing my kid to fight someone, and yeah, I am telling your kid to fight the bully. It's because talking to the bully is not gonna do anything. It never, ever will do anything like that. And I apologize if you think that's wrong. I apologize if you don't think that fighting is the answer. But sometimes it is. It doesn't have to be a big fight. Just show him that you're not scared of the person. It helps. When you show that you're not scared to fight someone, they get scared back sometimes. And I'm not gonna lie. If you lose the fight to your bully, it might happen. However, you're gonna gain respect from the bully if you do fight him, even if you do lose. That's just how that is. Or if you get your butt beat badly, you're gonna gain more friends because they're gonna feel bad. It might be a pity friend, but over time, if you're a good person, they're gonna grow to be your real friend. That's another piece of advice. Kind of, not really, but yeah. It's just I avoided all fights in middle school and high school because I am a small person, so was always afraid to fight. However, if you're a small person being bullied by someone that's way bigger than you, don't be afraid of them. One thing I've learned throughout my friends and throughout the years is that the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So if you can hit them hard enough to a point where they will fall, they're gonna fall like a tree. They're just gonna go boom. Most of the damage is gonna happen right when they hit the floor, but they're gonna get a concussion because of how big their ass is. So, with that being said, I would hope that you can stray away from fighting the person. However, if it comes down to that, make sure that they don't want to fight you again. That's what I can say about that. So I'm gonna go back over all three as well as I possibly can, just in shorter sentences. So when it comes down to mentors, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter who you are, just get you a mentor that can give you advice on things you really need about. Give you someone that can lead you towards the better you. Get a mentor that can lead you towards the better and more successful you. Doesn't matter how old they are. How to be happy? In order to be happy, you have to figure out who you are as a person and work on yourself as a person. Figure out what makes you happy in life. Figure out if nothing makes you happy in life, you will not be happy. If you can't find something that makes you happy, then you have more troubles than you think you do, and I recommend you go see someone about that. But if video games makes you happy, if reading makes you happy, if cooking makes you happy, if gardening makes you happy, Go and do that. Go and just find something that makes you happy, and you'll learn how to just be happy. That's my advice. And bullying. When it comes down to bullying, um, just try to. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this when it comes to bullying. When it comes to verbal bullying honestly is one of the worst types of bullying, because verbal bullying, it is something that hurts you mentally. However, you got to remember one thing. I want you to remember one thing. If you're being mentally bullied or verbally bullying out, I can't speak words, verbally bullied out there. Um, I want you to remember who you are. You're a good person. You're a better person than who's bullying you. Don't let what they say hurt you, because that's what they want to happen. If you're a gamer, don't let the enemy win. Because if you let the enemy win, then you're just losing a constant battle. Just be yourself, and life will take care of whoever's making fun of you in the future. I promise you on that. Every single person that's ever bullied me in my past has all gone fat and ugly now, so losers. But yeah. So, and also cyberbullying. Cyberbullying. If you're, I almost sometimes don't believe that cyberbullying is a thing, because cyberbullying is, in my opinion, one of the easiest ways to get rid of. Just close your laptop. I know it sounds like a joke, like, cyberbullying is a real matter. However, if you go to online school, how are you being cyberbullied when no one's there? If you're going to public school and people are just sitting there posting, stupid things about you online, like, oh, this person is stupid, dumb, this girl's a slut, this girl's a hoe, whatever you want to say about them. If that's the case, then if you are one, fix yourself. If you aren't one, just don't listen to them. The people who are truly your friends know who you are as a person. If they want to believe the rumors, whatever they say about you, then they aren't your friends in the first place. That's just how that is. Bullying is only for the people who want to believe it. The true homies, the true kings and queens out there know who you are as a person, and they will stick by your side no matter what. So, bullying. If you're being physically bullied, wait till they try to fight you and fight right back. Hit them hard. Make them wish they'd never. Make them regret fighting you. And you might lose. And if you lose, that's okay. Don't take losing as a failure. You were successful by just fighting him in the first place. But don't throw the first punch. Never throw the first punch. Always let him throw the first punch. If you can, try to avoid that first punch. Just block it. Just eat right in the jaw. Verbal bullying. Verbal bullying is something that you have to know who you are as a person to just get over. You have to block out the haters. It's a true thing. Block out the people who just want to talk shit all the time, because in my opinion, that's the easiest way to do it. And it's a lot easier said than done for a lot of people. However, as you grow up, you'll learn that blocking out people who are as mean to you is a lot easier when you grow up. Right now, you're at an age, if you're like, say, 13, 14 years old and you're being consistently bullied, it's going to be really, really, really hard for you to do it right now. But I promise you, just don't do one thing. If I can ask any of you guys not to do one thing when it comes to being bullied, suicide is not the answer. On my life, it is not. This has come from someone who almost did it. Yeah, I almost killed myself back in the day, and it sucks. It sucks to hear. However, it is not the answer. Life always gets better. When will it get better, you might ask? You have no idea. But I promise you, I guarantee you, it does get better. Hang in there. Stick with it. Stick with it. It will get better for you. And cyberbullying, if you're being cyberbullied, honestly, like I said, you have to know whether what someone's saying is true or not. So if it's not true, don't listen to them. You know who you are as a person. And if it is true, fix yourself. And once you fix yourself, if that problem still doesn't go away, just remember who you are as a person. So I hope you all did enjoy today's first podcast. If you guys did, be sure to drop a like on the video, or if I can get this on Spotify somehow, then that would be awesome. But I will obviously be doing more of these, and if you guys want to leave some suggestions for things you guys want me to talk about in the comment section down below, be sure to do that. I'll be doing my own research for comments for things I want to talk about. But yeah, hope y'all did enjoy. Be sure to follow, like, subscribe to the podcast, and I'll see you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, boys.